Even though on the outside I portrayed that I was happy, deep down inside I was the saddest person. And it was hard. It was hard to even accept. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Angeline. I'm coming to you with a different kind of video. A video that I've debated a lot about making, but I figured that I would just do this video and hopefully reach out to some people who need help. And just, this is for the people who feel like they have to suffer in silence, and I'm here to tell you that you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to go through depression and feel like you're alone all the time, because that's kind of how it feels. We all share different struggles. I mean, somebody maybe, maybe it's you. Maybe you're going through a really hard time and you feel like you can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. Being depressed is it's a powerful word. I think depression is a very powerful word to use. But I think it's important to recognize when you are depressed and when it's time to seek professional help, like counseling. And I've had people who know me in real life know the things that I've been through and know the magnitude of the struggles that I've had to face. And even facing them alone sucks. It it takes you to a really deep place that you never thought that you could ever go to. I mean, life happens, things happen. And I feel like people are always so quick to judge, and they think that they know you, but they don't. And they think that they know what you're going through, but they really don't. I had hit such a bad depression, and I didn't know what was going on. Like, I perceived myself as a happy person, and I didn't recognize that I needed help right away, because I refused to accept the fact that this was what I was going through. It was a depression. And I was at a point in my life where, things were just in shambles. Like, sometimes, like, it happens. Like, your life is not going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. Like, you're going to go through crap that you don't want to go through. And you just have to, like, be strong and go through it. Full force, go through it. Started to neglect myself. I stopped brushing my hair. My hair got so knotted and so bad. Like, it was bad. I started to really distance myself from people. I wanted to be alone. There were times where I would just cry for no reason. It could be the happiest moment, and you just cry, and it's like you have this sadness inside that you can't even explain. And it's a horrible feeling, really horrible feeling. I would also sleep a lot, and just not wanting to deal with reality. Somehow I thought that just sleeping was going to erase my issues and I wouldn't have to deal with them. And I wouldn't want to wake up, because I knew that when I woke up, I would have to deal with life, and I didn't want to. It was kind of like I was stuck. Like I was still stuck in this really dark place that I didn't want to be in. And one way that I could describe it is like, imagine just falling into this really deep hole that you just get, it's like a never-ending tunnel, you know, of just pitch black, like just darkness. And even though on the outside I portrayed that I was happy, deep down inside I was the saddest person. And it was hard. It was hard to even accept that, because I'm such a positive person. I'm such a, you know, I like to be a light. I don't like ever feeling like I am, you know, in a bad place or it's not a good feeling. It's a very dark feeling. It feels like things will never get better. It feels like you're alone. It feels like nobody will care to listen. So for me to even go that far to neglect myself in that kind of way, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but I did neglect myself. That's how I knew it was really bad for me. As much as I hated to ever admit that I was depressed, I was. And that was the reality that I was dealing with. And that's the reality that a lot of people deal with. And a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. And you should never be afraid, embarrassed, ashamed of talking about depression or talking about things that you go through, because we're human beings, you know, and people are gonna judge you no matter what. So I decided that it was time for me to seek professional help and get counseling. And I did counseling for 2 years, and it helped a lot. You should never be afraid of asking for help. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going to a counselor or a psychologist and speaking to them about your issues, because it's important. Seeking professional help is definitely, I would definitely recommend seeking professional help. Going to a counselor, like, just speaking about it helps. You can't control what people do to you. You can't control other people's actions, and you can't control every single thing that happens to you. But what you can control is how you react to things, and some things that happen to you, it may take a little bit longer to heal from. Something that I'm still dealing with till this day, that happened years ago, that I'm still healing from, because it's not an easy thing to heal from, and it's something so deep that I can't even explain it. Like, my advice to anyone out there who feels alone, you're not alone. Like, you may feel that way right now, but you're not alone, and it will get better. It can't rain forever, you know. It may feel that way, like storm after storm after storm, and then rain, and then like you're just like, whoa, what happened? Like, seriously. And then you start feeling like, well, but why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why do things happen to me? I want to tell you that not everything happens to you. It may feel that way, but everyone has issues. Everyone has things that they're going through and that they're struggling through. And you're not alone. You're never alone. And if you feel like, if you start neglecting yourself and you start, like, those are some red flags. Like, you start neglecting yourself, you can't get out of bed, and you feel this dark cloud that you just can't get rid of, get help. And don't ever be ashamed of getting help, because I'm not ashamed of, the fact that I had to get help. And it helped me overcome, what I was going through. And depression is not an easy thing to talk about. It's not a light subject. It's a very heavy subject to talk about. Like I said before, like, depression is a very powerful word. Sometimes it's like really hard for me to share things with people who don't understand. Like, there's just certain things that you can explain over and over and over, and it's like, okay, well, you'll get through it, like, it's fine, like, you'll be fine. And it's like, they're not living the same nightmare that you're living, and it's crazy. I do want to tell you that it will get better, and it does get better, and you are strong, and you are a warrior, and you are a conqueror, and you will get through this. This will pass. This storm, this thing that feels like it's forever not gonna go away, it will go away. And you will have better days. And you will be able to smile, and you will be able to laugh, and you will be able to enjoy life. And always, always in the morning, choose life and speak life into your life.